Pakistan, for luxurious 56-seat buses like this one, have you ever wondered how they are manufactured? Today, with the lens of Shachi, let's take a tour of a manufacturing factory in Peshawar, Pakistan. Let's see how they are meticulously crafted by hand. The chassis of the bus you see now is actually a used truck chassis, repurposed for bus use. First, the skilled craftsmen weld two long steel plates onto the top of this chassis, creating the framework for the bus body. Subsequently, they use it to assemble the skeleton of the vehicle, providing welding support points. Meanwhile, to ensure the overall progress of manufacturing, several other craftsmen are busy cutting groove steel for the base. They measure the required dimensions of the groove steel using a tape measure and then cut along the marked lines using a cutting machine. After cutting, the groove steel is placed on top of the bus body beams. Due to a lack of materials and advanced measuring equipment, the craftsmen rely on tape measures and spirit levels to measure the positions and angles for placing the groove steel. They strive to position each piece of groove steel in the most suitable location. While placing the groove steel, a craftsman in a black robe is simultaneously welding each joint to ensure that every frame is tightly connected. On the other side, two craftsmen are diligently hammering the bus body frame into shape. Without advanced bending equipment, they use hammers to shape the frame gradually. Although this process is time-consuming, they can adjust the curvature and angle as needed during the shaping process. Once the frame is shaped through hammering, they use welding equipment to join the pieces together. To ensure the strength of each weld, they typically use small angle steel pieces for welding support. One craftsman operates the welding equipment, while another uses clamps to press and position each weld joint accurately. After welding is completed, the craftsmen place the finished frame in the corresponding position on the bus body beams. After being positioned, the welding master uses electric welding to weld the components together. Through the coordinated efforts of the craftsmen, the frame is quickly welded together. Since it is a long-distance bus being manufactured, the luggage compartment is an essential part. Now, craftsmen are using angle steel for welding and reinforcement. The luggage compartment is designed to be a side-hanging type, which doesn't provide much space in between. However, this is a compromise due to the constraints of the design. Once the frame is fully welded, the next step is to wrap it with sheet metal. These metal sheets are stamped into shape according to their corresponding positions. Now, all that needs to be done is to place them in their designated positions and lay them flat on the roof. Two craftsmen then work together to weld the metal sheets to the bus body frame. If there is any deviation in the fixed angle or position, the craftsmen use hammers to correct it. Looking at the roof, it appears to be a high-end bus, and the reserved section in the middle of the roof is likely the skylight or sunroof for this bus. After the completion of welding on the roof of the car, the next step is to begin laying the iron sheets on both sides of the carriage. In order to prevent the iron sheets from not tightly bonding together, the master will use an angle grinder to grind any uneven areas, making them smooth. Since welding the iron sheets on both sides directly may result in gaps in the framework, causing the bus to produce strange noises during operation, the master takes measures to avoid this phenomenon. To address this issue, the master utilizes two pieces of channel steel, welding them on both sides of the vehicle body frame. Then, a layer of foam adhesive is applied to the surface of the channel steel. This helps provide support to the iron sheets on the side panels, preventing resonance. Subsequently, the corresponding iron sheets are welded in place through the welding process. Under the coordination of several experienced craftsmen, both sides of the current carriage have already been meticulously welded together. Now, attention turns to the fabrication of the front part of the bus. The front section is constructed using a pre-made angle steel framework, which is further reinforced through welding. This framework is welded to form the front part of the bus. Having observed the bus manufacturing process for such a long time, it is evident that the entire carriage is fixed through welding, without the use of a single screw. It is anticipated that during later maintenance and sheet metal repair, the repairing craftsmen will affectionately send their regards to the designers and manufacturers. In order to expedite the manufacturing process, several other craftsmen are currently laying the floor inside the carriage. The chosen floor material is a formaldehyde-free wooden floor. With this type of flooring, thickness is not a concern, and it is expected to remain intact for at least 10 years without decay. After the floor is laid, the craftsmen proceed to place an additional layer of iron plates on top. These iron plates serve the dual purpose of providing additional reinforcement and enhancing anti-slip functionality. Meanwhile, outside, other craftsmen are applying putty to the exterior of the carriage. This filler putty is used to shape and level the metal surface of the vehicle body. After applying the putty, it is necessary to use sandpaper and a grinding machine to sand the entire vehicle body, ensuring a smooth surface. This process enhances the evenness of the paint, resulting in a more aesthetically pleasing finish when applying the colored paint later on. After the sanding process is completed, the next step is the application of colored paint. Due to the fact that each bus model has its own unique design, the colors are not uniform. There are also patterns and text on the surface. For seasoned painters, this is considered a straightforward task, akin to child's play for a skilled artisan. After the completion of the paint spraying, the external finish is impressive. Now, the focus shifts to the interior. Interior assembly involves installing and securing the seats. Since lower-grade seats are chosen, lacking adjustable features, their fixation is relatively simple, achieved through welding to the vehicle's framework. This ensures the seats are firmly secured to the bus body. To maintain uniform spacing between seats, craftsmen typically employ a tape measure for precise measurements. This ensures that each seat is positioned identically. With the seats installed, the construction of this 56-seat bus is now complete. It's truly an impressive feat. Now, the question arises: how comfortable will this bus, crafted from a truck chassis, be?